Just a short time ago, Anthony Albanese spoke to the media in Fremantle, Western Australia, a state he has promised to visit every 6 weeks in an effort to win back crucial votes. He faced questions on the small representation of WA politicians in shadow cabinet and the Greens' push to remove Pauline Hanson from the government's family law inquiry.
By only having one WA MP in your shadow cabinet, is that sending a message to voters here that you're not taking the state seriously?
No, that, with respect, the fact is that WA had a big turnover of MPs, a big turnover, and you know that, and so do they. And I didn't get to be on the front bench in my first 2 terms. There is no one who's been in Parliament for as long as I sat as a non-member of the Shadow Ministry. I'm now leader of the Labor Party.
So they should pull their heads in?
No, I'm now leader of the Labor Party. I ensured that there was Labor representation in the Shadow Cabinet, and Madeleine King's playing a critical role. There's representations in the Shadow Ministry in terms of Matt Keogh, but there's also, I've got Josh and the rest of the team, Glenn and Pat Dodson, and others as Louise Pratt, others as assistant ministers, participating and making a major contribution. What we need from WA is more members of the caucus. When you have more members of the caucus, what you'll see is that those people will rise up. But the Labor Party is the last party to have a leader from WA in your now Governor, Kim Beazley. When WA members had a chance to elect a West Australian as leader in Julie Bishop, they rejected her, and she couldn't even receive the votes of her fellow West Australians. So we won't take lectures from the other side of politics about WA representation at senior levels.
Can I ask about Timothy Weeks, an Australian teacher who's been held for 3 years now by the Taliban? Have you been briefed on a potential prisoner swap deal?
No, I haven't, but I certainly hope that I've been on a plane, obviously, across here this morning. So it may well be that there's been contact during that period, given the article that appeared this morning. But I certainly hope that Timothy Weeks is released, and that would be a good thing for him and for his family and friends. 3 years is a terrible time to be held captive, but I'll await a full briefing before I make further comment.
Are you disturbed by the fact that it has taken 3 years to get us to this point that potentially a deal can take place?
Well, of course. We care about, and this isn't a partisan issue, DFAT do a very good job, but what we want is for no Australian to be in circumstances that Mr Weeks has found himself.
Are you expecting to be briefed on it today?
I don't know. I've been on a plane, and phones don't work on a plane, so.
More than 70,000 people have signed a petition calling for Pauline Hanson's removal from the family law inquiry. Do you believe she should remove herself as the chair?
Well, I don't think she was an appropriate appointment, and I think the way that committee was established with a deal essentially between the government and Pauline Hanson to have a chair and a deputy chair, excluding the Labor Party. Pauline Hanson doesn't have any members of the House of Representatives, and there's a couple of senators. The way that Parliament works and parliamentary committees work generally is that you have representation from the government, have the chair, and the opposition will have the deputy chair. That's a way in which you ensure that a committee works properly, and that it's not seen as just a political deal. And I made comments at the time, which is why we very clearly opposed that at the time, because we didn't think things like family law, we shouldn't try to play partisan politics with it. What we need to do is look at facts. If there are issues, try and come up with solutions. But these are complex issues when we deal with families and family breakups. And what we need to do is to make sure that we get common sense solutions to any issues which arise.
So do you think she should be removed now?
Well, the Parliament elects people. So I made my position clear in terms of the establishment of the committee in the way that it was established.